Hi, it's Steph. Welcome back to my garden. So it's a Sunday afternoon and it's really warm here in Massachusetts this weekend. And I was laying on the couch trying to relax, watching some Netflix, and I got this overwhelming urge to go plant shopping. Now, the truth is, I don't need any more plants. I actually have a backlog that needs to be planted right now, sitting in the shade. So instead, I'm going to practice some contentment and I'm going to care for my garden by cleaning up this bed behind me that has lots of weeds and still needs to be mulched for the season. So sometimes it's good to just kind of sit back, think things through, and just tend to something that you already own that will make that urge kind of go away and you can be happy with what you already have. So let's go ahead and try to do that and come along while I clean up this bed and shape it up for the summer. Before I lay down any mulch, I usually use a layer of newspaper. I have decided to no longer use any landscape fabric in my garden because it doesn't break down and I don't feel like it is good when you try to plant plants in it. So instead, I've been using newspaper or cardboard and it's been working out really well. All I do is if you have newspapers, I separate any out that are like this shiny material, any flyers that have this sheen to them, and I just use the traditional newspaper. And I layer them around my plants, a couple of layers deep, and then you throw the mulch on top and it will help suppress the weeds for a little while, which is really helpful. So this is a really prickly thistle that I just got out. You gotta be careful with these. They will sting you. I'm just cleaning up a lot of poppies. I have a lot of poppy seedlings and I'm trying to thin them out as I go, but I want to keep quite a few of them. So I'm just trying to keep them in like kind of a cluster so I can still mulch a little bit easier. Because it's really hard to stick newspaper between these. So if I go around them, I can kind of just leave this part open. So that's what I'm doing, just thinning out the poppies. Well, it looks like I've gotten a lot done, and I have, but I've been at this for almost 2 hours now. So it is some work, but it feels good to have, to get it done. George wants to help me, but the problem with that is that he doesn't know the difference between a plant seedling or a weed. So he would end up pulling a bunch of things that he's not supposed to. For example, right here I have a baby poppy that I threw in the snow back in the winter. And so there's a bunch of these kind of scattered throughout the bed. He would just cover this with newspaper or pull it thinking it's a weed, and in fact it's a poppy. So that's why I kind of like to have sole control of getting this done. He'll help me bring over the mulch and so forth, but it's very important that whoever's helping you obviously knows the difference between a weed and a flower. Otherwise, you're going to lose plants. So I'm going to continue on and I'll show you when it's done. we're basically done. And it's so satisfying to see a nice fresh layer of mulch. I just noticed that this iris is actually about to pop. It has some nice buds on it, and it's nice purple iris, so that's going to come out probably in the next week. It'll be open, which is exciting. And there's a couple of other things that I found while I was mulching this bed that I'm going to share with you. This is the mulch that I used today. It's the Scott's Earthgrow, and I like to use the black. I feel like it makes the plants pop really nicely. And this is my favorite box store mulch because it's nice and fine compared to some of the others that I've used. It's actually like nice and, see, it doesn't have really huge chunks in it. This is probably like the biggest that I found. So yeah, overall, I feel like this is a really nice box store bagged mulch. So it happened to be on sale at Home Depot this week. I think the sale goes through 5:30. I'm not sure that I'll get this video out before then, but they were 5 for $10. And I bought 10 bags for $20 and it did this whole bed. So that was really good. Man, George, this sulfation is tough. Tough, tough, tough. Boy, these seedlings. I wasn't able to put newspaper over these poppies, so I'm kind of just sprinkling the mulch around them. It's kind of tedious, but I want to see the poppies bloom, so I'm just going to do it. While I was in here mulching, I noticed that the bunnies are eating the foliage on my columbine. They're leaving the blooms alone, but they're eating the foliage. So I'm going to use some of this liquid fence, deer and rabbit, and I'm going to spray a couple of things in this bed so that hopefully they will stay away from it for the rest of the spring. You got to spray like every week and more often if you get rain, because this will wash off. Well, even though I didn't go plant shopping today, I still got some new plants. Come here, I'm going to show you. This is my pulmonaria or lungwort. The variety is called silver bouquet. And I found a few babies. Look, there's one here, there's one here, and there's one in the back. Where is it? Right there. So I got 3 baby seedlings of this pulmonaria. So you see that? It worked out after all. Well, this was a chore that I wasn't looking forward to, but I'm glad that I got it done, and it kept me from going to the nursery and buying any more plants. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to buy any more plants. That would be crazy, but I got through another day. So thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one.